Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Matt, and today we're out at Red Rock Canyon again, this time hiking the Ash Spring Trail, a quieter route that runs along the base of the Spring Mountains with some really scenic views and peaceful surroundings. If you're into hikes, mountain biking, off-roading, trucks, or just being outdoors, I'd love to have you stick around. I'm just getting started here on YouTube, so I hope to earn your subscription. Let's hit the trail. All right, just starting out here on Ash Spring Trail, and right away you notice how open and peaceful this area is. Compared to some of the busier Red Rock trails, this one feels a little more remote. The path follows a wide desert wash with loose gravel and sand in places, so the footing's a little soft, but nothing that's too difficult. The landscape here is classic Calico Basin, Joshua trees, scrub brush, and the red cliffs in the distance. It's already shaping up to be a great hike. Beautiful day. All right, we're partway in now. The trail gradually climbs as you move farther into the canyon, but the incline is steady, not really that steep. It's mostly an out and back route, so what goes up will eventually come back down. I'd rate it as moderate, mostly because of the soft terrain under your feet, but it's also a good workout, especially for your ankles and your calves. Make sure to bring plenty of water, wear good trail shoes, and start as early as possible. There's little to no shade out here, and temperatures rise pretty fast, even in the spring. This is one of the best views along the trail. You get this wide open view of the desert stretching back toward the parking area and the Spring Mountains looming ahead. I stopped here for a quick break to hydrate and take it all in. There are some nice rock outcroppings where you can sit for a bit, and if you're quiet, you'll hear nothing but the wind and maybe a bird or two. It's that kind of quiet that's hard to find unless you go out looking for it.
little bit of a steep climb here. Soft dirt, not too bad. Yeah, beautiful day.
As usual, I'm using the AllTrails app to track my route. It's a huge help for staying on course, especially since this trail doesn't have a ton of signage. I always download the offline map before I start, just in case cell service drops, which there's little to no service back here. I'm also carrying my hydration pack, Camelback, a basic first aid, and a small snack. On hikes like this, less is more, but the essentials still matter. If you're planning to film or take photos, a wide-angle lens or a GoPro works great out here with the open landscape. Alright, so here's where the trail gets a little tricky. There's a section here where you'll need to scramble down over some larger rocks. Nothing too technical, but you'll want to take your time and watch your footing. The camera does get a little shaky here since I'm navigating down with both hands, but it gives you a real feel for the terrain. The trail kind of fades out for a bit, and it's easy to lose track of where you're headed. If that happens, just stop, look ahead for footprints or worn areas, and be sure to check the AllTrails app. It helped me to stay on the course when the path wasn't too obvious. You're not off trail, you're just in one of those spots where the desert makes you earn your progress. All right, now we're dropping down into the wash, and the trail kind of meanders through here. You'll notice a lot more boulders, brush, and natural step downs. Some of these drops are about 2 or 3 feet, not too bad, but you'll probably want to use both hands in a few spots just to stay balanced. This part of the trail can shift a bit depending on the season. Flash floods and weather can move rocks around and make things a little different each time you hike it. Just take your time, keep an eye on the trail markers or the AllTrails map if you're not too sure, and definitely watch for loose rocks under your feet. It's a fun section and it adds a little adventure to the hike without being too technical. I haven't seen a ton of wildlife today, but I've seen a few lizards and desert birds. Sometimes you'll catch a glimpse of a jackrabbit or even a coyote early in the morning. The plants along this trail are pretty typical for Calico Basin, creosote, cholla, and some beautiful Joshua trees as you gain elevation. Keep your eyes out for signs of flash floods too. You'll notice where water has carved through the wash over time. It's a reminder of how powerful the desert can be, even if it looks calm and dry.
All right, we just came through back in there. All of that.
Red Rock Canyon has a long history, not just geologically, but culturally too. The area was once home to Southern Paiute and ancestral Puebloan people. Petroglyphs and ancient roasting pits have been found throughout the region, though not directly on this trail. Geologically, the red and white sandstone cliffs you see in the distance were formed over 180 million years ago. Hiking through this place is like walking through a time capsule.
All right, heading towards the parking lot. We're on the last half. Yeah, we basically went up and over there. Over the top of that, down in through this canyon, back and forth, and that came out right there, through here. And now we're going that way.
All right, we're on the final stretch now and heading back towards the parking lot. This part of the trail is easygoing, soft sand under your feet, no major climbs or tricky footing. It's a nice way to cool down after the more rugged sections from earlier. Eventually the sand gives way to a more even crushed rock path, which makes the last bit feel smooth and steady. You'll start to see the parking area just ahead. Always a good feeling wrapping up a hike like this. Legs are tired, but in a good way. All right, back at the trailhead now. Ash Creek Trail was a solid hike, quiet, scenic, and just challenging enough to get your legs working. I'd recommend it if you want something less crowded than the main loop trails, but still packed with great desert views. If you made it this far in the video, thanks for tagging along. I've got more outdoor adventures lined up, including some off-roading, gear breakdowns, and travel stops. If that sounds good to you, I'd love to have you subscribe and join me for the next one. See you on the next trail.